Hey, what's up? It's Brandon Carita, and I'm going to walk you through the installation and setup of bcAutomate to get you automating inside MainStage. Okay, so step one, you are going to locate your preset folder. You're going to go into Finder, and you're going to press Command-Shift-G, which is the Finder shortcut to go to folder. And you're going to copy and paste what I have here into that window. And you can find this string in the installation and setup PDF. Copy and paste that, and then click enter. And that will take you into this plugin settings folder. In the plugin settings folder, you're going to find the scripter folder. And if that's not there, you can just create one. So right click and then make a folder and name it scripter. So you're going to go ahead and go in this scripter folder and copy and paste the bcAutomate.pst. Now, I've already done that, so it's in here, but you just copy and paste from the folder you unzipped into this scripter folder. All right, so step two, go ahead and press Command Space to open up a Spotlight search and type in Audio MIDI Setup, and then click Enter. This window will pop up and you'll have to go up here to Window, Show MIDI Studio, which will open all of your previously connected MIDI devices, which I have a lot of, but your window is probably going to look a lot different. So you're going to go ahead and double click the IAC driver and make sure this device is online. I have 2 buses set up. You might have 1 or none. You can add with the plus or remove with the minus, and then click apply. And that should set up your IAC bus, which is the internal MIDI routing that's built into Mac to route between applications. Okay, step 3, go into MainStage and whatever consort you want to do the automation with. I'm just going to go ahead and open up this synth template. And now you're going to want to create this automation channel. So I'm going to make a new patch. I'm going to call it automation. Make a external MIDI channel strip. And you're going to want no input. The output should be bus 1 IAC driver channel 1, and click create. And just to double check here, it says bus 1 IAC channel 1. I'm going to name this automation as well. And then you're going to want to open up the inspector window. So if you go to view, show inspectors, or just press Command 5 on your keyboard with the IAC channel strip selected. So my automation channel strip. And then I'm going to click MIDI input and make sure that my keyboard is synth 1, which is what this synth is here on screen. So then I can go ahead and close this inspector. I'm going to add a scripter plugin. You click in MIDI effects and add a scripter. And then on the preset, now you should be able to see bcAutomate, which is the thing that you copied into that scripter folder. And you press that and scripter is loaded. Now, before I actually dive into those settings, I'm going to click Synth Template here, which is my consort settings. I'm going to reopen my inspector window with Command 5, and I'm going to make sure that this says this Send Unassigned MIDI to All Channel Strips is turned off, and this Send Unused Program Changes to Channel Strips is turned off. That's just so I don't get any feedback loops that are unintended. I'm going to now go into Layout mode, which is here. I can also click Command 1 on my keyboard to go into layout mode. And then you're gonna drag a fader or a knob or whatever you want the screen control to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a fader. And let's make this the same size as the other one, roughly. Sorry if it's not exact. I'm gonna name this one volume. And then for MIDI port, I'm gonna click bus 1 IAC driver, channel 1. The rest of these settings are actually what I want them to be, but you can change the MIDI CC that this is going to be mapped to. And for this, I want it to be MIDI CC 21. So then I can go ahead and go back to edit mode. And then I'm going to map this fader to whatever fader I want to automate. So just for the purposes of this, let's make another software instrument. It can be anything. I'm just gonna go ahead and choose a sampler. And then I'm going to click this vertical fader and I'm going to map it to this volume control. You can click assign and map and then move the volume control, or Command 5 opens the inspector to the mapping window, and I can just click the instrument 2 that I just added, click volume, and then I can change the range to go -infinity to 0, and then go ahead and close that out. I'm actually going to rename this to automated. And now you're going to go back into your scripter window and make sure that your slot 1 is enabled. My trigger note is C1, which is what I want right now. You can make it any note that you want. My CC number is 21, which is correct. MIDI channel 1, start value 0 to 127. So this is going to go all the way from the range minimum to the range maximum that I set in my mapping. And then my time mode is seconds. Duration is 2 seconds. And then BPM and time signature are ignored in seconds mode, so you don't have to worry about those. I'm going to make this linear. So this is all set. And then now I just have to click C1 on my synth. And you see my fader has automation. And if you want to change, it's got different modes. So you've got seconds, beats, and bars. So let's do beats. So now the duration will be the number of beats in quarter notes. So I'm going to do 4 quarter notes at 180. It ignores time signature when you're in beats mode. And then let's do exponential curve. So I can go ahead and close this. And now if I click C1 again, I have an exponential volume fade, 4 beats at 180. And I can set as many as I want, up to a certain amount. So by default, it has 8 slots, and you can set those to individual notes. If you want to change the amount of slots by default, you just go open the script in the script editor, see this slot count variable that's right at the top here. I can change that to, let's say, 32. And then you click Run Script, and it will update this window here to have now 32 slots. And there you go. That's how you set up the bcAutomate plugin to automate anything that you would normally be able to control with a screen control. You can automate with bcAutomate. One thing to note is that this should be placed on its own IAC bus because the script blocks anything that is not mapped. It will block that from receiving those notes or those CCs so that you don't get a feedback loop on the IAC bus. So you should place it on its own bus. If you have another script that you're using that uses the IAC bus, you want to place it on its own individual bus. All right, that's it, and happy automation.